Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In The Mixer and a very exciting episode, not just because you're going to get the chance today to win a copy of Football Manager 2021, but it's the first real video that we've made for FM21 since the announcement of the game and a couple of the features that have come out in the last few weeks. Whenever there is an announcement relating to a new version of the game, there's always like a flurry of videos that came out. And I just thought, let's just give everyone space to breathe, figure out what they're going to do, and then let's kind of figure out what we want to do with the channel moving forward. Because truth be told, I hadn't 100% decided what saves we were going to do for next year up until this past week. But now that we know what's happening, there's a whole bunch of different updates that I want to bring you guys, and there's a bunch of different stuff that I want to go through in this little spiel as well. It won't be a super long episode, but hopefully some really important stuff, and it's going to kick off, I think, some really good discussions around Football Manager 2021 as well. If you're hyped for the game, if you're excited, let me know what saves you want to see in the comment section below. Let me know what saves you'll be doing, all that sort of great stuff. I love hearing about other people's Football Manager content, whether that's, online saves that they're putting up on Twitch or YouTube or whatever else, or just games that you're playing in the privacy of your own home to chill out, relax, and whatever else. So 2020, been a crazy year, absolutely hectic, like all these different coronavirus things, lockdowns in different parts of the world, all that sort of stuff. But Football Manager has kind of been a constant for me. I've really enjoyed the game this year. I've had a great time playing it. I can only express my thanks and gratitude to the entire team at Sports Interactive, and of course to all you guys in the community as well. The channel's continued to grow. The series have continued to grow. I have had a fantastic time. It has been brilliant. So before we do jump towards FM21 stuff, I do want to thank everyone that's been involved in the FM20 journey. It has been phenomenal. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. I can't wait to do it all again with you guys again next year with the new version of the game. Now, there's a couple of things we're going to cover off in this little spiel. We're going to go through the future of the channel because there are some updates that I need to bring to you guys as to what's going to be happening moving into the next version of the game. We've got FM21 save ideas, a couple of things I want to touch on relating to that. My hopes for Football Manager 2021 as a game itself. My hopes for the Football Manager community in 2021. My hopes for Sport Interactive moving forward. That's one more for the future, not specific to the game. And then we're going to get stuck into our FM21 giveaway competition stuff at the end of this episode. But we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to jump in and start hitting some of our key topics. Now, the first topic that we need to discuss is the future of the channel. This isn't anything bad. You don't have to panic. Just a couple of different changes for new exciting things that are going to be happening throughout the course of 2021. The first being that I've joined a collaborative space called the Reserve Team. I'm going to be doing a lot of the media content relating to, things like YouTube, Twitch, whatever else relating to that, which is really exciting. One of the things that I've wanted out of Football Manager for quite a while, even when I first started in the content creation space, was the ability to collaborate with people. And while this isn't Football Manager specific, it's going to give me an opportunity, one, to talk about Australian and New Zealand football, which I'm very passionate about, but also to collaborate with other like-minded people relating to that and just be able to bounce ideas off people, have discussions, all that sort of great stuff. There's going to be some really exciting things that I'll be doing on that channel that will potentially take away some of the time that I've got for content creation. That doesn't mean anything's disappearing from this channel. Far from it, in fact. We're probably going to try and do more than we've ever done before. Not in terms of the overall episodes, but definitely in terms of the overall series. I set myself a challenge with FM20, particularly once I started working from home way back at the start of March, to try and get 5 episodes out a week, Monday to Friday. And most weeks we've made that. Occasionally we've slipped here or there and had a special Saturday episode come out. We've had a couple of double upload days just depending on work and availability and all that sort of stuff. And then we've also had the added bonuses is that our local football in and around Melbourne was cancelled this season. So there was no football that I was out playing or coaching or being a committee member for or anything like that. I had more time for content creation than I've ever had before this year. I don't think that will happen in 2021, to be completely honest, because I'm hopeful football comes back. I'm hopeful this reserve team stuff takes off. And I'm also, personal information, getting married in September. So I've got a wedding to plan, a whole bunch of other stuff that's probably going to chew in a little bit to the time that we have for content creation. But our series are going to stay the same. We are going to now try and get 3 episodes up a week for FM21, starting with a great beta save idea, which we'll talk about a little bit further when we talk about our FM21 giveaway, and a main save. And I'm also trying to get like a collaborative network save sort of thing up. So we won't necessarily be reducing the amount that you guys see in a series and in a save, but it will definitely be more like 3 episodes a week instead of 5, just to try and bring you guys a couple of different variants on what we have been doing for the last couple of years and the last couple of seasons. But it is very exciting stuff. The quality of the content will be much better because we'll have more time to put into it. That's really what we're going for, I think, in the next iteration of the game. And if you look at all of the other channels, there are very few that are still doing Monday to Friday content. mainly because it's tough to do. Our best performing videos are always on a Friday because people just want to kind of like catch up and consume the channel that way, catch up on the save, where we're up to. Not everyone needs to see every minute. So by making it kind of 3 episodes a week, hopefully we can give people a bit more consumable media, or, like little bite-sized chunks of a season, as opposed to, 2.5 to 3 hours of content a week relating to a particular save. As far as Twitch content is concerned, we're probably still going to do once a week streaming over on the Twitch channel. That's not going to change. We are going to announce our Twitch save in the next couple of weeks as well, which should be very exciting, I think. Jumping forward to FM21 save ideas. Now, this isn't a knock on anybody. Nobody get offended, nobody get upset. I have seen a variety of different FM21 save idea videos coming out from across channels. Some of them I've watched, some of them were fantastic and that I would wholeheartedly support. There are a good few, and if you want to check some out, just let me know in the comment section below. I'll happily give you the links to those creators. But I just wanted to always touch on, there is no right or wrong way to play FM20. There's no right or wrong way to play Football Manager as a series. If you're a type of person that wants to sit there and play PSG, win 10 domestic trebles in a row, try and push for Champions League success, or if you're a person that wants to do lower league saves only, or if you're a person that starts the same save 10 times with their hometown team or the team that they support, that's absolutely fine. There's no wrong or right way to play the game. Play it however the fuck you want. It doesn't matter. All right, so don't feel pressured in and around the community. Don't feel pressured by videos or whatever else that you have to have a really interesting save. There are people that have had really interesting saves and content that they've put out that when I've tried to do that same save, I just haven't been able to get into it. Didn't really enjoy it, couldn't find the motivation for it. There are other saves that were just like random throw together things that I just tried on a Saturday afternoon, and they've become some of the most rewarding saves ever. I've had network saves with friends, and they could be really rewarding, validating experience with, either the best teams in the world or the worst teams in the world, or just random know-nothing teams, randomized teams. Pick club for me, you can always do that option. There is no right or wrong way to play the game, so don't ever feel that your save is less valuable than anybody else's because it's not super interesting to anyone other than you. As long as you're enjoying it, you're getting something out of it, then it's the perfect Football Manager 2021 save for you. Moving forward to my hopes for FM21, I echoed it at the start, just thanks for everybody for putting out Football Manager 2020, all the staff, all the team at Sports Interactive, and again, I really just have to echo that sentiment again for FM21. If there was ever a year where there was an excuse to not really put out a new version of the game, it was this past year. While for a lot of different places, businesses, whatever else, it's easy to work from home, it's easy to have SharePoint locations, Google Docs, whatever else, I can only imagine what it's like trying to program a game from a variety of different locations and then bring all those different versions together and bug test against it and whatever else. Like, I think the beta period this year might potentially be longer than ever before because they are bringing together a variety of different sources from people that have been working in different locations, and some of those different things that they're putting together will potentially clash more than ever before. I wouldn't have been mad at Football Manager if they said, we're not releasing a new version of the game, we're bringing out FM20, but with a patch for FM21 transfers. And I think that would have been more than acceptable for them, and I probably still would have paid full price for a full version of the game. Understanding that's not available for everyone, people do want to get value for their money. I think they've done an exceptional job just to be getting a game out this year, and I've got nothing but respect and gratitude for the work that they've put in to try and get us this new version of the game. Having said that, there are still frustrations with FM20. It wasn't the perfect game, and I would like to think that the people at Sports Interactive kind of know that, and they're working towards certain things. The only overarching thing, I'm not going to complain about like one-on-ones or wingers shooting into the side netting or anything like that. The only thing that I would ask them is when you're putting in something into the game, just ask yourself, does it make the game more fun? That's the key question. That's the question they should always be asking themselves when talking about either new features or the game itself, or taking out old features or patching stuff or bugs or whatever else. Does it make the game more fun? Yes, it is a football simulation, and yes, football can be frustrating at times, but there are things that have been in FM20 where I thought, I just need to stop playing the game. I need to turn it off, and if I come back tomorrow, it's going to be fixed. And one of those things is like recalculation of form on reloading. That frustrates the shit out of me because I'm a very analytical person. I look at the analysis tab before games. We'll touch tactics and tweak stuff depending on oppositions that we've got coming up. We'll plan tactics a month in advance for counter-attacking styles. If we know we've got big Champions League fixtures or FA Cup ties or whatever else coming up, I'm a planner. That's what I do. I plan in advance. And it frustrates me, and some of this is because of the way that I play the game and the way I record it, that I can be on a run of 6 straight wins and then just stop, save the game, get ready to record the next day's episode, come back the next day, reload it, look at our analysis tab. Yep, we're in great form. We've been fantastic over our last 5 games. We're creating chances. We're defending well, whatever else. And then all of a sudden, for no reason, there's no trigger in the game to say that we're going to play poorly the next time out. We reload and a team beats us 3-0. It happens way too frequently, to the point that I now don't play the first game that I'm recording. I will record the game before the episode that we're looking to record, or the games that we're looking to record in an episode, play that one so that it can get the recalculation of form out of its system, and then start recording so that I can play the next 2 games, which you guys have probably seen in the content. There's probably been stuff that's appeared here or there which has made it clear that we haven't just reloaded the save. We're jumping in from like where we're up to right now, and that frustrates me. I should never be in a scenario where I have to turn the game off to keep playing it. Yeah, I should always want to keep playing the game, keep trying to find tactical tweaks, changes, whatever else. It's a minor gripe, but it doesn't make the game more fun. That's what they should be asking themselves. Does it make me want to play the game more? Not, do I need to now turn off the game to get back into form, to get back into fitness, to get back into whatever else has changed since the last session. Looking at my hopes for the FM community. Now, this is going to sound like I'm being catty or like I'm being whatever else. The FM community, 99.99999 whatever % of people in the FM community are fantastic, and I've had nothing but positive interactions with. But as the game grows, as the game gets bigger, that community grows as well, and there are certain elements that kind of need to be called out as things that need to change, or things that we need to be wary of when we're out there engaging with the community and whatever else. The first one, and this one's mainly for content creation people, is the obsession around subs in and around YouTube. I have seen so many people, and I've followed people, and I try and support a lot of small content creators here and there. I am a small content creator, let's be honest. We've got like 270 odd subs at the time of recording. Potentially we hit 300 before FM21. Who knows? It doesn't really matter to me. But there are so many people who every week it's like, I've hit 20 subs. Can I hit 25 on the end of the week? Come on, guys, you can do it. Then the next week, it's the same thing. I've hit 30 subs. Come on, guys, let's hit 35. That's the next milestone. Let's go. Subscribe below. And then you go and watch their content, and it's the exact same content that they were doing 2 weeks ago. They are probably still using the same shitty headset mic that they've got. They're probably still not doing video capture. They've not worked on their graphics. They've not worked on the content. They're still putting up, 59-minute long videos that are unedited in any way. They don't have intros, all that sort of stuff. Your focus as a small creator should be about getting better. It should be about looking at other people in the community that are doing stuff well. How can I get better at editing? How can I build my community engagement to talk to people that are commenting in my videos? How do I make the people watching my content know that I appreciate every minute that they're spending with us? The best gift that anyone watching YouTube content, including this episode, is that you're giving me your time. So really, that's the part that I appreciate and focus on. It's not the overall sub count I've got. It's the fact that we've got 12 to 15 people each week that watch every single minute of content that's going up on the channel. Those are the people that I make content for. And those are the people that I want to continue to enjoy those saves, those series. All the One Season Wonder saves we've done this year, they've been driven by saves that people on this channel have wanted to see. And so much of what's going to be happening in FM21 will be driven by what my community and what the small group of people watching these episodes actually wants to see. And that's my big goal. Ditch this obsession with subs, because you don't need them. They're not important. You could have 50,000 subs, but it doesn't matter if 10 people are watching your videos. What matters is those 10 people and how you're engaging them and how you're keeping them coming back to each of your episodes. The next one, and this one's going to sound incredibly catty, it's this slight elitism that comes into the FM community at some points. If you are a blogger or, like a stats related person, that doesn't make you better than a video content creator. It doesn't make you better than an audio content creator for people that do podcasts, things like that. And the same way, the other way around. If you're a video content creator, if you're a streamer, it doesn't make you better than a blogger. It doesn't make you better than anyone that doesn't do any content creation and just participates in the community. There is no levels to this, okay? We are all fans of the game. Really, the only ones that could be elitist are the people that are designing and putting the game out there themselves, because they are on a different tier to everybody else, and they do know the inner machinations and workings of the game itself. Unless you are someone that has pulled apart the code and knows exactly how that match engine works, you don't really have a place to look down on anybody else within the community. I put up a couple of polls throughout the course of the year just to kind of like poke people, stoke the flames a little bit about things like form recalculation on reload, game balancing, different potentially scripted events that take place throughout the course of the game. And I don't necessarily believe the game is scripted in any way. I think it does give you good triggers about when things are about to happen. But the amount of people that have flown in with like hot takes and elitist opinions and smug nature in the things that they've said is just, it's crazy. You need to get that out of your thinking, because no one's any better than anyone else. So We all have the same access. Some people just have more experience with the game, but there are still a variety of opinions like football. You can put opinions into this match and into this game that could prove to be correct and could prove to be wrong, but it doesn't make you any better than anybody else. We're all on the same footing and we're all in the same community. So let's try and make it the best possible place we can, and that's by approaching each other with kindness and respect. My hopes for Sports Interactive. Now, these are tiny nitpicks. Sports Interactive, I think, largely does a good job. I will continue supporting their content via Football Manager or whatever other games they produce throughout the course of history. But there are things that I do want to see them improve. Not because they're doing a bad job, just because I want to see them get better. And as the community grows, as they look to compete in a larger market share with new consoles coming out, more games coming out on PC, more accessibility to PC gaming than there has been in previous years, I want to see them continue to grow and continue to get better. The biggest one, and this is a fully nitpick Australian thing to say because I am in a different part of the world, is I want Sports Interactive to think globally. What I mean by that is they consistently will put stuff up on their social media that just says, big news coming at 5 p.m. It doesn't say where in the world at 5 p.m. It doesn't say what platform that's going to be on. If you look at places like, and it's a shitty comparison to give because they're very different games, but EA Sports, when they release FIFA, if they've got FIFA news, they tell you that it's on at 5 p.m. in London, 3 a.m. in LA, 4 a.m. in Tokyo, 8 p.m. in Australia. They'll put that map up and say, here is when this announcement is going live all across the world. While I understand why Sports Interactive looks at their game as being English specific because they are an English developer based in London, you are a global game. You are representing leagues and football all across the world. You have fans all across the world. You've got content creators, many of whom have grown quite a bit over the last year, based in North America, based in the Asia Pacific like I am. There are heaps of people around the world looking forward to your game, so just treat it like it is a global game. Think global when you're announcing stuff like that. Think global with your social media. By all means, still be London driven. I understand why you need to have that, but don't post stuff saying it's going to be up at 5 p.m. because I'll be thinking 5 p.m. my time, 5 p.m. what time? I'm smart enough to figure out it's 5 p.m. London time, but there are other people in the world that aren't going to be involved, aren't going to be as engaged by the content because they think they can't participate by being somewhere else in the world. On any week, and probably now if we got on it, Twitch has got like South Korean streamers that have thousands of people watching them play Football Manager. It's a huge game in a variety of different parts of the world. So start acting like it is and start promoting it globally. Another part with that is the way that they interact with different creators, whatever else. There have been a variety of times over the last few years where a bunch of different creators have said, oh, thanks, I've got this great Football Manager shirt that has arrived. And there's never any follow-up to it. Football Manager will say, good to see you guys are getting your shirts, you're getting your notepads, you're getting your pens, whatever else. A smarter way to look at that would say, fantastic to see that all these creators, all these people in and around the FM community are getting their shirts. These shirts are now available at footballmanager.com for £20, £50 shipping around the world, whatever it is. I'm a sucker. I would buy a Football Manager shirt. I would buy a pen. I would buy a notebook if they were readily available. It's just those missed opportunities that an EA Sports wouldn't let pass that Sports Interactive consistently doesn't take advantage of. And I would like to see them start thinking more globally, start thinking more long-term in the way they do things. And, there's probably logistical stuff that goes in there. There's probably expense stuff that goes in there. They probably don't want to buy 2,000 notebooks if they're not going to go and sell them all. But just make them Football Manager brand generic ones. They don't have to be FM21. They don't have to be FM 2020. You've got 10 years to sell them then. And if they don't sell, then you've got future giveaways. You've got stream giveaways. You've got a whole bunch of different stuff that you can do to help build out your marketing. Don't put stuff out there into the community if people don't have access to it, because you're taking away your own revenue stream and all you're doing is driving resentment amongst certain creator groups about who is getting shirts, who isn't getting notebooks, whatever else. And that might sound petty, but really a lot of people would pay for that stuff if it was available to them. My last one for Sports Interactive, and this one's cold and it's calculating, and I do have to apologize in advance, but it's relating to social media and particularly to Miles' social media. I like Miles. I've got a lot of time for Miles. The stuff that he cops on Twitter is unfair. He doesn't deserve it. It's just people hidden behind secret accounts that can't really be traced back to them, being as gutless as humanly possible in some of the vitriol that comes his way. Having said that, there are things that he needs to do a little bit differently. And so far, to give him credit, to give Sports Interactive credit, he absolutely has been. But things like in previous years, saying this is a personal account and then releasing, exclusive features on that personal account and not on Sports Interactive Twitter, that makes it no longer a social media account. That makes it a game promotion account, a sponsor account, a marketing account, and therefore you kind of start getting yourself down that situation where you're inviting it. And I know he said that he can be grumpy and he can be negative, and that's true. That I'm sure that's true for a lot of people. I'm sure that's been true for me in the past as well. But if it is a personal account, it's a personal account. You can, by all means, retweet stuff from the Football Manager account, retweet stuff from the Sports Interactive account, but don't be putting out exclusive updates, exclusive opportunities on that personal account just to try and build your own follower base. That's not how it works. And to their credit, they haven't done that at all this year. There haven't been any roulette options for like, what do we want to see? No polls about feature releases, nothing like that. He has effectively released everything about the game on the correct social media channels, which are Sports Interactive or the Football Manager channel itself. I hope that continues, and I hope he does get to enjoy the good sides of Twitter as a social media platform, because everybody has a right to it. But I do hope he also finds that difference and that differential between what is the game and what is his own personal life and his personal opinions and all that sort of stuff. A minor gripe, and you know, some people might say that it's not fair and it's a bit of a cop-out, and that's fair enough as well. But my feelings are that they should keep the game stuff on the game channels, and Miles should be able to enjoy his own channel as his own personal one. All right, a bunch of different stuff that we've gone through there. Some hot takes, some cold takes. If you agree, if you disagree, drop it down in the comment section below. I always want to hear from you guys about what you've been working on, what you think around the variety of different things going on in the FM20 community with Sports Interactive, hopes for the FM21 game itself. By all means, my opinions are my own. They are no more or less valid than any that you guys have as well. So let me know down in the comment section below. Jumping forward to more positive stuff though, our FM21 giveaway. We are going to, in today's episode, announce the opportunity for 2 people to win a copy of Football Manager 2021. They aren't the only copies that we're going to be giving out throughout the course of this year. I think we gave away 5 copies in total in the FM20 cycle, some of them as late as like 2 months ago. But we do have the opportunity later in the year to continue giving people copies that may not have received them. I do want to try and give some away in the lead up to Christmas as well, so you will get another opportunity then. And then, you know, there's probably going to be stream giveaways, all that sort of great stuff. That will continue this year on the channel like it did last year as well. But the first 2 that we're going to give away, it's a very similar competition to last year. You're going to get an opportunity to guess our FM21 beta save and our FM21 main save. The first person to guess the result of either of those is going to win a copy, whether that's in the comment section below, whether that's a DM on Twitter. And I would suggest if you're going to make 15 guesses in a row, DM me on Twitter, because it's just easier to manage than the YouTube comment section. But first one effectively in gets a copy of Football Manager 2021. They will get it on the 1st of November. There are a couple of rules associated with that, which you can see on the screen now. You have to like this video. You have to be a subscriber to the channel and want to reward people that have been subscribers to the channel and have been supporting the content for quite a while. You must be over 18. That's just relating to the rules of gifting certain things. And you must have a Steam account. That's just so you can receive the game. I know there's a lot of people in and around the FM community giving away, you know, like discount codes, G2A codes, all that sort of stuff. G2A is a bit sketchy for me. I just want to purchase the game on Steam and hand it over to you that way. Have it there ready for your account. You'll get it on the 1st of November. You'll be able to play the full FM20 beta. You'll be able to play the full version of the game. You're going to get a copy of the game pretty much for free. All you have to do is figure out a couple of different riddles, which we're going to have a look at now. So the first one, our FM20 beta save. You can see here a visual clue, this handsome looking gentleman just to my right. If you can figure out who that is, what club that is relating to, you will get yourself a version of Football Manager 2021. You can put your answers in the comment section below. I would ask you to say beta save and then what you think it is, what club that is, or by sending me a DM directly on Twitter. Take a screenshot of that. If you can find it and find where in the world it's from, you will very quickly figure out which club we're doing for our FM21 beta save. Our beta save this year will be a little bit longer than previous years. We're probably going to do it for maybe like 2.5 months to try and really take it through the beta period of the game, the full version of the game, get through a couple of seasons as well, see how far we can actually take that team. And then we're probably going to pick up our FM2021 main save in January, where we look to build it out for the rest of the year. Speaking of our FM21 beta or main save, we're going to jump in and show you the clue for that one now. Take a screenshot, have a look, see if you can figure out who that person relates to. We're going to jump into the next one now. Our FM21 main save clue, this handsome gentleman standing to my right at the moment. This is all you're getting, all right? You're not going to get too much more in this one. I think this is the trickier of the two. The first one, the beta save clue, if you figure out where that is, you figure out who the club is. But this gentleman is a little bit more difficult, so I'm going to give you an extra clue as well. Once you figure out who it is, if you can figure out what he did in his life, potentially in his career, you will figure out what type of save we're doing in FM21. It's not club specific. There is no specific club. It's a specific save type. And if you figure out who he is, you'll very quickly, I think, if you look into his career, figure out exactly what save type we're doing. But again, put your answers in the comments below. I will tell you if you've won. I'll tell the first person you've won. I will put out a tweet saying that the first giveaway copy has been done. Potentially, if these are both done in a week, like it was last year where I made it way too easy, maybe we do give out more copies in the lead up. So by all means, do not give up. You can also send me a direct message on Twitter at @InTheMixer_FM on Twitter. That's the best way to reach me at any point if you want to interact about the community or anything like that. So we've gone through a lot in today's episode. We've gone through a whole bunch of different things, the future of the channel, hopes for FM21 across a variety of different aspects. And we've given you guys an opportunity to win copies of Football Manager 2021 by guessing our beta save, by guessing our main save for Football Manager 2021. We will come back in 2 weeks' time, Sunday the 1st of November, to announce the winners. We're also in that episode going to go through some of the FM21 awards. I think there are people in the community that have been going above and beyond this year, and I think they deserve a bit of a respect and a bit of shout out. We're going to give it to things like best commenters, consistent viewership, other community creators that I'd love for you guys to go and check out. We're going to give them some awards as well. But really, more than anything, it's just going to be a celebration of Football Manager 2020, and hopefully, if you guess correctly, your chance to win a copy of the game as well. But as always, more than anything, guys, I just appreciate the continued support on the channel, the continued support on this episode, and all the episodes that we've had throughout the course of our series this year. It has meant a tremendous amount for me. I cannot wait to do it all again for Football Manager 2021. I hope you guys are excited as well. As always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the Mixer.